working a little bit late tonight?
Yeah, Coach, we got to get ready for tomorrow's game, and we found out that we got some holes in our ship that we need to plug as we move forward throughout the season after the game at New Mexico on Saturday. But, it's tomorrow. We're excited to have a quick turnaround, play San Jose State, a team that we beat pretty well last time we played them up at their place. So, yeah, Coach, you're right. Watching a little bit more film, staying up a little later than usual.
David, give me the post-mortem on what you guys thought after the game was over.
Coach, there's two things that really let us down that game. Transition defense really hurt us. We gave up a few too many easy baskets, something we take a lot of pride in this year. If you really have watched, and I know you have, our team has not given up a lot of easy transition baskets, but in that game, whether it was due to fatigue or not playing well offensively, we gave up way too many easy transition baskets. And then the opposite side of the ball, offensively, it was the first game that we didn't really move the ball enough. The ball didn't move from side to side. Credit New Mexico. They had a great game plan. They played very well defensively. But for us to play at a high level, we really need to move the ball from side to side. And we really saw it on film, and we made some adjustments as a coaching staff, but also the players got to see it a little bit and see why we've been good in the past and where we need to be moving forward.
Alex Kirk did not have a great night shooting, 3 of 11, 0 for 2 on three-pointers, but that big body is 7 foot 250, 9 boards and 5 blocks. He made his presence felt, didn't he?
Yeah, he absolutely did. And they're a veteran group, and he knows how to use his body, and he doesn't have great feet, but he has really good body positioning defensively that can really bother you. And then offensively, to guard him, you got to respect his jump shot, even though he's only made a few on the year because of what he's done in the past. And also, he's got a really nice low post game. He loves his left shoulder jump hook, and even though we doubled him, he still found a way to get on the rim, and I think they got a couple offensive rebounds. So, yeah, Alex Kirk played a great game that night.
Hey, David, Cameron Bairstow, the Australian, 6'9", 250, he was averaging over 20 a game. He came in and got 26, 11 of 18 shooting, 9 rebounds. Is he one of the top 2 or 3 players you guys have seen all year long?
No doubt about that one, Coach. He's as good as we've seen all year in regards to just being able to pick you apart in so many different ways. Our double team bothered him, but what didn't bother him was his capability to really, what we say, pop back on a ball screen. So he would act like he was setting it, pop back, drive it to the rim. He would fight through traffic, get all the way to the rim. When we didn't double him off the block, and he would just face up and shoot it in, a 12-foot shot that, to be honest, Coach, we've never had a guy at San Diego State that could make that shot. That's how hard of a shot that is, a little face-up jump shot for a post guy. And he made about 4 of those that night. And then, obviously, he's just such a beast on the boards. So, yeah, he's got an all-around game that we haven't seen very often. Obviously, we've played really good players this year. They just speaking for the guys from Kansas, Joel Embiid, probably the number 1 pick, is probably the next guy you would compare him to.
We're visiting with Dave Velasquez, assistant basketball coach, San Diego State. Aztecs back on the hardwood tomorrow night at Viejas Arena. 8:05 tip tomorrow night against San Jose State. The other guy that I thought really gave them a lift, and I thought Greenwood, their regular starter, along with Deshaun Delaney, those guys did what they do best. They were 4 for 4 combined in the ball game with 7 rebounds and 8 assists. But Cullen Neal coming off the bench really gave them a lift with 8 points, 3 of 5 shooting, and 2 for 4 behind the arc.
Yeah, those 2 threes were big threes too, Coach. They came at opportune times for them. One in the first half against our press, and then the second 3 he made was about a 30-footer that he banked in. That's one of those shots. And when they're rolling. There's not much you can do, but there were big shots for them, and he's a really good player. That in next game, Coach, we really respected their bench, but we got to find a way that those numbers aren't so high. You said 4 for 4, and I think 3 for 5. 7 for 9 from the field from their benches is that's not good enough for us to win that game.
David, you and I talked about this last week. We'll talk about it again tonight until he comes out of it. But Xavier Thames, another poor shooting night, 3 of 15, 1 of 3 on threes. What is he doing in practice right now to try to get himself righted?
Yeah, fortunately, Coach, he's doing what he's always been doing. He's been making shots. what Xavier's starting to do a little bit more, and because he's never really gone through a slump like this in his career, he's really come in, he's watched some film, studied a little bit more tape, really watched possessions where he could have maybe just made the extra pass, maybe not taken 15 shots that game. And we want Xavier to take the most shots on our team. That's not a secret. He's our number one scoring option for us offensively. He's our point guard. He's been our captain, our leader of this team that's won 23 games. So Xavier Thames is a guy that we will continue to rely on, and he's a guy that will take the pressure to continue to try to get better. And, you know, the other team, their entire scouting report right now is how we're going to stop Xavier Thames. That's 1, 2, and 3 on their scouting report. And right now teams are doing a pretty good job, and hopefully we'll do a better job of freeing up Xavier for a little bit more what we call in-rhythm shots for him.
You know, David, if you and I sat here last week and talked about you guys going into New Mexico and scoring 44 points, I would have thought it was never possible, to be honest with you.
Yeah, to be honest, Coach, I would say the same thing. I would say there's no way that's happening, not the way we play offensively, not how well we are in transition, not how much we like to share the ball, move the ball, how many different options we have off the bench. You know, I was really surprised. And when I watched the film, like I always tell you, Coach, there's a why to everything. Why did we score only 44 points? There's a why to it. Obviously, New Mexico has a big part of it, but there's obviously things that we could have done better and that we will do better as we move forward.
You know, it's pretty amazing. Between the two teams, they only shot 9 free throws. You guys only got to the line 3 times.
Coach, that is one of the most amazing stats that we realized during the game. But then you watch the film, like I said, you find out why. But we've had games where we've shot in the high 30s. There was a game we shot in the low 40s. I think going into that game, we were number 1 in the country in shooting free throws compared to our opponent. So to us, it was such a strange game offensively for so many different reasons. And we know the reasons why now. But, going into the game, that was never going to be a thought process like we're only going to shoot 3 free throws. Well, Coach, if we shoot 3 free throws in another game, we'll probably lose that one too. So we need to find a way to get to the line and get fouled and get our guys, a chance to kind of catch their breath and attacking seams. And yeah, I think it's one of our strengths is getting to the free throw line.
David Velasquez, our guest, Aztec assistant basketball coach. Again, you'll hear the game tomorrow night right here on the Mighty 1090 pregame at 7:30. Tip-off 8:05. The San Jose State Spartans in town. Give us a quick scouting report, David, on San Jose State. You had no problems in their home arena here in the past month.
The quick scouting report is when you watch San Jose State, they're going to take more three-point shots than any team we've played all year. They'll try to play really fast in transition. I think also with San Jose State, what they like to do is mix up their defenses. So it'll be a little bit of zone, a little bit of man-to-man. But they're going to take some crazy shots on offense that they're pretty good at taking, but we got to find a way to pressure them, turn them over in the full court. It was by far the best thing we did in the first time we played them. We should press for 40 minutes tomorrow. If there's a guy that's too tired to press, we're going to sub him right out and get another guy back in until he catches his breath. So you should really look for us to really up the pressure tomorrow like we did at their place and also contest all their three-point shots.
How hard did you guys go today in practice?
For a day before the game, we went pretty hard, Coach, because yesterday all we did was watch film on our game versus New Mexico. We watched about a 5-minute segment on San Jose State, but mostly the tenor of yesterday was Coach Fisher talking about the New Mexico game, showing film on the New Mexico game. And then today we went pretty hard, and it was a good about 2-hour practice. Only went up and down for about an 8-minute segment, but we definitely guarded their action at pace today at practice.
Hey, David, I know you were busy on Saturday night, and, the game, it was a late game, and then you had to catch a flight to get back to San Diego. But did you see the highlights at all of Boeheim losing it the other night?
Wasn't that an unbelievable coach? That's one of those things that, you respect him for everything he's done in the past, and you shake your head because he's earned the right to do whatever he wants at this point.
That was something special, and I don't know. It looked like a charge, but it also looked like the player kind of turned his shoulder there as the contact was about ready to be made. It really depends kind of what angle you're at, but Boeheim went crazy. You know what's interesting, Dave? In all the years that he's coached, he was kicked out a number of years ago in an exhibition game. That's only the first time ever in a regular game where he's gotten run.
You know, that I would say that's surprising, but I've been around Coach Fisher, and I'm going to throw this stat out there. I do not know if it's true or not, but I know for sure at San Diego State he's never been ejected. I would be shocked to ever hear that Coach Fisher was ejected from a basketball game. He takes a lot of pride in knowing how to talk to officials, how to never cross the line. And I know Coach Boeheim, I think the older, wiser coaches out there, they figure out a way to get their point across without having to watch the game from the locker room.
I liked when he dropped his jacket back on his arms and was jumping around and couldn't use his arms because he had his jacket tied up.
Some of those pictures that's out there on that social media world are pretty special right now of Coach Boeheim, and especially that he's been doing it for so long, has that amount of passion for the game. So, I mean, it's as crazy as it was, and it was a big game for them. At this point, since we're not involved with it, we can kind of just smile and say that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got a kick out of it. Hey, David, good luck tomorrow. Good luck Saturday, and we'll look forward to doing this at the beginning of next week.
Sounds great, Coach. Thanks.